I think the biggest barrier to innovating is to be able to relax enough constraints to think outside our normal boundaries. And a lot of people have difficulty with that. It's a very uncomfortable space to be in, but I find it exhilarating. Once you start to think about what if and what is possible and how can we eat the elephant bite by bite by thinking differently, the excitement and the innovative juices flow. And I think that is really the secret to creating new ideas that are going to satisfy our clients in the industry and to really be innovative in a competitive market space.
Thomas Edison believed that innovation begins with a concept that is marketable and makes consumers' lives better. How did your organization go from an idea to a market-ready solution?
With every project, we start by trying to figure out what's broken. What are the pain points that people experience? And in many cases, consumers cannot articulate to you the problems that they're experiencing with a product. So we do an incredible amount of watching and listening. We do ethnographic research, we do observational research, but we weave in with that human factors engineering to really look at how the human body is built and why it's behaving the way it is. It may be how people are thinking or what they're forgetting. It may be their posture, it may be their biomechanical design that is really causing a negative output from what they're voicing. But because people behave differently than how they think they really behave, it's important to watch what they're doing and ask them questions and use that as the foundation to really drive a new product idea. Because that's going to uncover the soul of the new product. It's really going to identify where you can make an innovative leap that is going to solve a bona fide problem that is going to have an impact on someone's life.
And looking back along the way, would you have done anything differently?
Oh my, I don't do a lot of navel gazing or looking in the rear view mirror. I think that there's one takeaway for me looking over my history as a industrial designer and a human factors expert. I think I would have brought together more diverse teams earlier. There's a tremendous amount of chemistry when you get an interdisciplinary team together, different points of view, getting users in the room, getting everyone who has some kind of touch point with the product brings a certain point of view. And I think that's the alchemy for success. It's also tremendously fun. I can't imagine anyone else who has a job that is more exhilarating than mine, because every day is different. Every design is different, and I'm meeting people who are showing and collaborating with new materials that people won't see for 2 to 4 to 5 years, and new manufacturing technologies, and we're really trying to push that out and really trying to optimize where that opportunity space is.
What is the most important lesson you've learned from pursuing new frontiers, and how do you try to pass that along?
Don't lose any sleep over failure. I know there's some tried and true altruisms about, fail fast. I really believe in that. And I really believe that failure is really not a negative thing. It's really discovering what you shouldn't be doing. So I think the most important thing is to determine what's working, determine what is not working, and to not have any ego involved. Be very open to embracing someone else's idea if it's better, and I think a lot of people struggle with that. The not invented here syndrome is a syndrome that does exist, and it's a very painful one for me when I'm working with teams that possess some of those negative energies.
What is the vision for Metaphase in the future, and can you share any additional innovations that you're working on?
We are continuing to take human factors engineering, or ergonomics, is the same thing, to the next level. For example, we've been doing consumer products and medical products where we are taking 3D body scans, overlaying the anatomic structures like nerves, veins, and arteries, and creating 3D surface files that then allow our industrial designers to define what the perfect fit would be for the human anatomy and physiology. So that's the new horizon, and where we intend to be pushing and continue to push human factors engineering. Take it out of the two-dimensional, how long is your leg, and what are the decibels of the sound in the room right now. Another area that is critically important for my clients, and it's important for us to be successful in a highly competitive global market, is to really tease out what the emotional content and the emotional experience, or as many people will term the consumer experience or the user experience, will be. And that's the ultimate culmination of the physicality of the product, the cognitive experience that you may have, and the performance attributes that the product may provide. So I think that for us, designing consumer experiences is really where our future is. And that means not just the product, but it's all aspects of the product and the ecosystem that surrounds that product. So for example, when I think about a medical auto-injector that a person has to use at home if they may have lupus or MS. When you look at those types of products, they scream medical. They're hard to use. They look like a chemistry set. And every time the patient uses that injector set, it reminds them just how bad off they are. And it erodes their dignity day by day by day. And that doesn't need to be so. Everyone thinks that great design needs to be very expensive, and that's very wrong. So I think the really important thing is to design experiences that give a very positive and full and rewarding experience, regardless of whether you are auto-injecting yourself or whether you're driving a bulldozer out on the back 40 of a farm, or if you're walking down the street with a mobile device that you're talking to your family with. All of those things have consumer experiences. And through the articulation of form, texture, color, haptics, acoustical signatures, we can articulate those in a final design in a way that we can say, we know what will make you happy because we've already talked to you about that, and we've watched you, and we've seen how you behave, and see how you think, and see how you feel. So from a design standpoint, by articulating those features of the product, we can help drive a premeditated outcome. And to me, that's just exhilarating. It's like knowing what the candy is that you want and baking it up right.
Who has inspired you to help build the future, and what have you learned from them?
I'm like a sponge. I would say the people who inspire me the most are my clients. And I don't mean that in a very self-serving way, because they may be receiving the video, but it's really true because the people that I work with day in and day out are in new product development. There's tremendous risk in bringing new products to market. It takes a lot of fortitude to bring new ideas to the market, to work through problems. If new product development was easy, everyone would be doing it. It's really heavy lifting, and the failure rate is very high. So the most inspirational people that I work with are the people that say, all right, we'll figure it out. We didn't get it on this first rev, but there has to be a workaround. Let's rethink it. Let's relax some constraints here and try to drive around and do an end run and see if we can conquer it. So the qualities would be an unrelenting passion for success, a person who really embraces the concept of what if. And by contrast, the people who put water on my fire are the people when you say, well, here's what we're thinking, and you have an ideation session going, and someone says, well, we can't do that. Well, why can't you do that? Well, we've never done that before. It's like, you're right. That's why we call this a new idea. First of all, it's an honor to receive the award. It means someone's paying attention, which is always nice. I think what's most important to me and my team is that it illustrates to the client that good design does matter and every detail counts. And when you pay attention to every detail and you pay attention to all the human factors that can impact the outcome of a user experience with a product, you'll nail it. You'll get it right. And when you do that, you sell great products and you bring people back over and over again. So good design is not something soft and fluffy, and the Edison Award really speaks to the importance from a business standpoint of investing in design, investing in human factors engineering, and investing in design research to ensure that the outcome is going to be successful.